The Marvel Cinematic Universe is heading toward what could become the biggest crossover event in movie history. Not Avengers Endgame, not Infinity War, but Avengers Secret Wars. A story so massive that it literally destroys entire universes, combines realities together, and puts the fate of the multiverse into the hands of one man, Doctor Doom. And if Avengers Doomsday is the beginning of the end, then Secret Wars could be the movie that completely reshapes Marvel's future. So today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about Secret Wars, where it came from in Marvel Comics, and how Marvel Studios could adapt it for the MCU. Let's get into it. The name Secret Wars actually refers to two major Marvel comic events. The first came out in 1984 and became one of Marvel's most iconic crossover stories. The second arrived in 2015 and is considered one of the greatest modern Marvel events ever written. While both stories share the same title, they're very different. And chances are, Marvel Studios will combine elements from both versions for the upcoming film. The original Secret Wars begins with a mysterious cosmic being called the Beyonder. The Beyonder is fascinated by Earth's heroes and villains and decides to run an experiment. He transports Marvel's greatest champions and deadliest villains to a planet called Battleworld. His challenge is simple: defeat your enemies, and your greatest desire will be granted. Suddenly, heroes like Captain America, Spiderman, Thor, Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men find themselves trapped on an alien world. At the same time, villains including Doctor Doom, Ultron, Kang, Dr. Octopus, and many others are brought there as well. What follows is a massive war, unlike anything Marvel had ever published before. But the biggest takeaway from the original Secret Wars isn't the battles. It's Doctor Doom. Throughout the story, Doom becomes obsessed with obtaining ultimate power. Eventually, he steals the powers of cosmic entities and briefly becomes one of the most powerful beings in existence. Sound familiar? Because that idea becomes even more important later. Another huge moment from the original Secret Wars is Spider-Man's black costume. While exploring Battleworld, Peter Parker accidentally bonds with an alien symbiote. At first, it seems like an upgraded suit, but eventually, that symbiote becomes one of Marvel's most iconic villains, Venom. With Spider-Man currently back to being a street-level hero in the MCU, many fans believe Secret Wars could finally introduce Tom Holland's black suit storyline. And honestly, it's hard to imagine Marvel passing up that opportunity. Fast forward to 2015, Marvel revisits Secret Wars, but this time on a much larger scale. Instead of heroes and villains fighting on a random planet, entire universes begin colliding. These collisions are called incursions. Whenever two universes collide, both realities are destroyed. One by one, countless universes across the multiverse begin dying. Eventually, only fragments remain. And from those fragments, a new reality is created, Battleworld. But this version of Battleworld isn't just one planet. It's a patchwork universe made from pieces of countless destroyed realities. Imagine every Marvel universe smashed together into one giant world. That's Battleworld. And who rules this new reality? Doctor Doom. Using unimaginable cosmic power, Doom reshapes existence itself and becomes God Emperor Doom. In Battleworld, Doom isn't just a king, he's a god. Everyone believes he's saved reality. Everyone worships him, and anyone who challenges his rule quickly discovers why Doom is considered one of Marvel's greatest villains. For many fans, this is the definitive version of Doctor Doom. Not just a genius, not just a dictator, but the ruler of all existence. If Marvel Studios wants a villain capable of surpassing Thanos, God Emperor Doom is the answer. Now let's talk about the MCU. Marvel has already introduced the concept of incursions. We saw it referenced in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We've seen alternate timelines, variant characters, and collapsing realities throughout the multiverse saga. Everything appears to be moving toward a point where multiple universes begin crashing into one another. That could be exactly where Avengers Doomsday ends. Imagine universes colliding, heroes failing to stop the destruction, entire realities being erased, and from the ashes, a new battle world emerges. That's the perfect setup for Secret Wars. One reason Secret Wars is so exciting is the possibility of seeing characters from across Marvel history together on screen. The multiverse opens the door for almost anyone to appear. Legacy X-Men, previous Spiderman characters, Fantastic Four variants, alternate Avengers, and heroes from universes we've never even seen before. Marvel has spent years building the multiverse. Secret Wars could finally be the payoff. It could become Marvel's version of a gigantic celebration of every era of Marvel storytelling. If there's one team that absolutely must be important in Secret Wars, it's the Fantastic Four. In the comics, Reed Richards plays a critical role in stopping Doom and restoring reality. The rivalry between Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom sits at the heart of Secret Wars. That's why Marvel's Fantastic Four movie arriving before Secret Wars is such a big deal. The MCU isn't just introducing a new superhero team, it's introducing the people most closely connected to Doom's story. And without Doom versus Reed, Secret Wars simply isn't Secret Wars. There are also several other comic elements Marvel could adapt. Galactus played an important role in the original Secret Wars. The X-Men were heavily involved, and Battleworld allowed Marvel to reinvent characters and worlds in creative ways. The movie likely won't adapt every comic storyline exactly, but elements of all these stories could easily appear. That's the beauty of Secret Wars. It's flexible enough to combine decades of Marvel history into one event. At its core, Secret Wars is about the collapse and rebirth of reality itself. It's Marvel's ultimate crossover, a story where universes die, worlds collide, and Doctor Doom rises to become one of the most powerful beings in existence. Whether Marvel adapts the 1984 version, the 2015 version, or a mix of both, one thing is clear. Avengers Secret Wars has the potential to become the biggest MCU movie ever made. And if Marvel gets it right, it could redefine the future of the franchise for the next decade. But what do you think? Should Secret Wars focus on Doctor Doom, Kang, Battleworld, or the return of legacy Marvel characters? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to the Vibe Audit for more Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and pop culture deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.